Hello and welcome to Quiz Class. I'm your host, Ellen, and today we have 100 trivia questions for you. Let's take a look at our Quiz Class awards. Let us know how you rank in the comments at the end, along with the answer to the bonus question. We'd love to hear it. And our categories for today are... So we will be beginning with history. Which treaty ended the Crimean War in 1856 and aimed to reorganize power dynamics in Europe? The Treaty of Paris, Treaty of Vienna, or the Treaty of Tilsit? The Treaty of Paris. The construction of the Panama Canal was plagued by health issues, including widespread yellow fever and malaria. Who was the U.S. Army doctor credited with controlling the mosquito population? William Gorgas. What was the significance of the Council of Trent in shaping the Catholic Church's response to the Protestant Reformation? It reaffirmed Catholic doctrines and abolished indulgences. Which ruler's ambition to expand his empire led to the catastrophic defeat of the French army in the Battle of Leipzig, also known as the Battle of Nations? Napoleon Bonaparte. What ancient code of laws discovered on a basalt stele is one of the earliest examples of written legal systems and features the principle an eye for an eye? Code of Hammurabi. The Domesday Book is an extraordinary survey from 1086 commissioned by which English monarch to assess land holdings and resources? William the Conqueror. What conflict in ancient Greece involved a prolonged struggle between Athens and Sparta, culminating in the fall of Athens in 404 BCE? The Peloponnesian War. What revolutionary figure is credited with leading the successful slave revolt in Haiti, resulting in the establishment of the first independent Black Republic in 1804? Toussaint Louverture. Which medieval trade route connected the East and West, facilitating the exchange of silk, spices, and other goods, and was named after a key commodity? The Silk Road. The Meiji Restoration in Japan in 1868 marked a dramatic transformation of the country. What was one of its key objectives? Modernizing and industrializing Japan. The scramble for Africa in the late 19th century led to European powers carving up the continent. What conference formalized this process in 1884 to 1885? The Berlin Conference. What 19th century Chinese conflict, fueled by Britain's desire to trade opium, led to the Treaty of Nanking and the ceding of Hong Kong to Britain? The Opium Wars. Which ancient city known as the cradle of civilization was located in Mesopotamia between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers? Babylon. Which leader's assassination in Sarajevo in 1914 is widely regarded as the catalyst for World War I? Franz Ferdinand. The Magna Carta, signed in 1215, is often viewed as a foundational document for constitutional government. Which English king was forced to sign it? John. The Warsaw Pact was created as a response to the formation of NATO. What year was it established? (1955). Which female pharaoh of Egypt, known for her extensive trade networks, often depicted herself in male attire in statues and inscriptions? Hatshepsut. The Battle of Hastings in 1066 resulted in the Norman conquest of England. What was the name of the decisive hill where the battle was fought? Senlac Hill. What groundbreaking 1440 invention by Johannes Gutenberg revolutionized the production of books in Europe? The printing press. What was the name of the failed invasion of Cuba in 1961 by US-backed exiles aimed at overthrowing Fidel Castro? The Bay of Pigs. And let's move over to oceans for our next category. Which ocean current, critical to regulating Earth's climate, is part of the global thermohaline circulation and moves warm water from the tropics to Europe? The Gulf Stream. The Mid-Atlantic Ridge, which separates the Eurasian and North American tectonic plates, is a prominent example of what type of plate boundary? Divergent boundary. Which ocean phenomenon resulting from the interaction between the atmosphere and sea causes periodic warming of the Central and Eastern Pacific Ocean? El Niño. And let's move over to question 24. The Great Barrier Reef, the world's largest coral reef system, is located in which ocean? The Pacific Ocean. What is the name of the circular rotating systems of currents in the world's oceans, such as the North Atlantic Gyre? Oceanic gyres. Which marine zone, also called the midnight zone, is characterized by complete darkness and lies between 1,000 and 4,000 meters below the ocean surface? Bathypelagic zone. What global agreement, adopted in 1982, establishes the rules for territorial waters, economic zones, and the rights of nations in the oceans? UNCLOS, UNCLOS. Which of these oceans has the largest volume of water and covers about 63 million square miles? The Pacific Ocean. What name is given to the underwater mountain chain that spans over 40,000 miles, making it the longest in the world? Mid-ocean ridge. What event caused by underwater earthquakes or volcanic eruptions results in the displacement of massive amounts of ocean water? Tsunami. The Southern Ocean is defined as the body of water surrounding Antarctica. In what year did it officially gain recognition as a distinct ocean by scientists? 2000. Which ancient civilization is credited with first mapping the stars for ocean navigation, laying the foundation for later maritime exploration? The Phoenicians. What vital process in the ocean involves the upwelling of cold, nutrient-rich water to the surface, supporting diverse marine life? Upwelling. Which infamous oil spill in 2010 released millions of barrels of crude oil into the Gulf of Mexico, causing unprecedented damage to marine ecosystems? Deepwater Horizon. In oceanography, what is the name of the layer of water where the temperature decreases rapidly with depth, found between the mixed surface layer and the deep ocean? Thermocline. What was the main purpose of the HMS Challenger expedition, which laid the foundation for modern oceanography? To map the ocean floor and study marine life. What type of marine ecosystem is formed by calcium carbonate skeletons of living coral and often referred to as the rainforests of the sea? Coral reefs. What phenomenon occurs in certain ocean regions, such as the Sargasso Sea, where strong surface currents create vast patches of floating seaweed? Marine gyre accumulation. What marine trench off the coast of Japan is known for its seismic activity and depth, often associated with powerful earthquakes and tsunamis? The Japan Trench. What device essential for studying the physical characteristics of the ocean floor uses sound waves to map underwater terrain? Sonar. And let's move over to countries and languages for our next category. Some countries have multiple official languages, but one stands out as the most linguistically diverse in Europe, recognizing 4 official languages. Which country is it, and what are its 4 official languages? Switzerland with German, French, Italian, and Romansh. One country in Africa recognizes 11 official languages, the most in the world. Which country is it, and what is the significance of this multilingual approach? So, which country is it for now? South Africa. Which South African country is unique for a South American country is unique for having 2 official languages, one being an indigenous language, and what are those languages? Paraguay, Spanish, and Guarani. Which Asian language is written in 3 scripts simultaneously? Kanji, Hiragana, and Katakana, making it one of the most complex writing systems in the world. Japanese. One Scandinavian country requires its students to learn 2 standardized versions of its language, known as Bokmål and Nynorsk. Which country is it? Norway. In which country is the official language a mix of Dutch and indigenous influences known as Afrikaans? South Africa. Which of these 3 countries has the largest population of native Spanish speakers in the world? Mexico. What is the only country in the world where Portuguese is the official language outside of Europe and South America? Mozambique. The Basque language, Euskara, is spoken in a region that spans 2 countries. What are these 2 countries? Spain and France. Which country is home to the indigenous Maori language, recognized as one of its 3 official languages? New Zealand. What is the most widely spoken language family in the world, encompassing languages such as English, Spanish, and Hindi? Indo-European. The Celtic language of Welsh is spoken in Wales, but another Celtic language is spoken in the Brittany region of France. What is it? Breton. Which Asian country has over 19,500 languages and dialects, but recognizes only 22 as official. India. Which Southeast Asian country uses the Khmer script, one of the most intricate writing systems in the world? Cambodia. Which language spoken by over 230 million people has no verb conjugation, no plurals, and no grammatical gender? Indonesian. Which of these three countries in Europe has a minority language called Ladin, spoken in the Dolomite region? Italy. Which country recognizes Hebrew and Arabic as its official languages, making it unique in the Middle East? Israel. Which European country recognizes Luxembourgish as its national language, but uses French and German as administrative languages? Luxembourg. The Quechua language, once the tongue of the Inca Empire, is recognized as an official language in how many South American countries? Three: Peru, Bolivia, and Ecuador. The Cyrillic alphabet is used in several countries, but which country recently abandoned it in favor of the Latin script for its official language? Kazakhstan. Space exploration for question 61. What theoretical region in space allows for shortcuts between 2 points, bending spacetime? Wormhole. Which physicist first proposed that the universe is expanding, leading to the Big Bang Theory? Georges Lemaitre. Which 1970s space mission revealed that the moon's surface has a layer of dust that behaves strangely in sunlight due to electrostatic charging? Apollo 17. What groundbreaking observation did the Kepler Space Telescope make that reshaped our understanding of exoplanets? Discovery of Earth-sized planets in habitable zones. The Great Galactic Quirk, discovered in the 1980s, refers to an unusual tilt in what large-scale cosmic structure? Milky Way's galactic halo. Which mathematical model, developed in the 20th century, explains the movement of objects under extreme gravitational forces like near black holes? Einstein's field equations. Which lesser-known Mars mission conducted the first soil analysis on the Martian surface identifying unexpected chemical reactions. Viking 1. In orbital mechanics, what term refers to the point in an orbit closest to the central body, such as the Earth or Sun? Periapsis. What 1979 treaty banned countries from claiming sovereignty over celestial bodies, such as the Moon? The Moon Agreement. What phenomenon discovered by the Hubble Space Telescope was described as gravitational clumping in the large-scale structure of the universe? Cosmic filaments. The Parker Solar Probe, launched in 2018, has the primary goal of studying what mysterious region of the Sun? Corona. Which specific type of supernova is used as a standard candle for measuring cosmic distances? Type 1A. What 20th century satellite became the first to observe gamma ray bursts from deep space? Vela. Which planet's moon has methane lakes, leading scientists to speculate about life forms with non-water biochemistry? Titan. What was the purpose of the Lagos satellites launched in the 1970s? LAGEOS. Measure Earth's gravitational anomalies. What specific technology did the Voyager probes carry to shield sensitive instruments from deep space irradiation? Gold-plated thermal blankets. The Wilkinson microwave anisotropy probe revolutionized cosmology by mapping what critical component of the universe? Cosmic microwave background radiation. Which space probe was the first to successfully orbit and study a dwarf planet, specifically Ceres, in the asteroid belt? Dawn. What process occurring in massive stars just before they explode forms heavier elements like gold and uranium? Neutron capture during supernova nucleosynthesis. Which Soviet spacecraft launched in 1966 became the first human-made object to land on another planet? Venera 3. And let's move over to famous places for question 81. Which iconic site in Jordan was rediscovered by Johann Ludwig Burckhardt in 1812 and is famous for its rock-cut architecture? Petra. What ancient city destroyed in 79 AD by Mount Vesuvius remained buried for centuries before being rediscovered in the 18th century? Pompeii. Which massive archaeological complex in Cambodia, once the center of the Khmer Empire, is the largest religious monument in the world? Angkor Wat. The Hagia Sophia, a famous landmark in Istanbul, has served as what three types of institutions throughout history? A church, a mosque, and a museum. What fortress and palaces in Spain, renowned for its Islamic architecture, overlooks the city of Granada? Alhambra. Which New York City park, spanning over 800 acres, was designed by Frederick Law Olmsted and Calvert Vaux in the 19th century? Central Park. What massive stone heads created by the Olmec civilization can be found scattered across Mesoamerica? Colossal heads. What mysterious geoglyphs in Peru were created by the Nazca people and are best viewed from the air? Nazca lines. Which famous lighthouse, considered one of the seven wonders of the ancient world, once stood on the island of Faros? The Lighthouse of Alexandria. The Giant's Causeway in Northern Ireland is known for its interlocking basalt columns, formed by what geological process? Volcanic activity. And famous people for our last category. Which of these three U.S. presidents famously said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country"? John F. Kennedy. Which Austrian-born actress and inventor co-developed a technology that became the basis for modern Wi-Fi? Hedy Lamarr. Which French military leader rose to power after the Revolution and crowned himself emperor in 1804? Napoleon Bonaparte. Which of these boxers was nicknamed the Greatest and famously refused induction into the U.S. Army? Muhammad Ali. Who led India to independence through nonviolent resistance and is known as the father of the nation? Mahatma Gandhi. Which Hollywood icon starred in Some Like It Hot and is remembered as a major sex symbol of the 20th century? Marilyn Monroe. Which Polish scientist was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize and is the only person to win Nobel Prizes in 2 different sciences? Marie Curie. Which African emperor, often regarded as the richest person in history, expanded the Mali Empire and famously distributed gold on his pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324? Mansa Musa. Which British author and humorist known for his biting social commentary wrote Animal Farm in 1984, works that remain politically significant today? George Orwell. Which 18th century composer and child prodigy wrote over 600 works, including operas, symphonies, and concertos, and was largely unappreciated during his lifetime? Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. And our bonus question, in which popular Call of Duty game can you play as John F. Kennedy? Let us know the answer in the comments, along with how you ranked with our quiz class Einstein rewards. As always, thanks for playing this quiz. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.